Bills fans, I'm not even going to attempt to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you a white lie. I'm not going to tell you a partial lie. The truth is, this is likely the worst season y'all will have in the last 5 years.
Shut up the Bills! It's not house show! It's not house show!
Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Reppin' the Mafia, yeah. Reppin' the Mafia Bills, Mafia, yeah. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Homie, now listen, everyone play their position. Buffalo got a tradition. They say we trippin', they better get out our way. Top of the table, we flippin', we on a mission. Got an unstoppable team, continue to follow your dream by any means. Buffalo, get in the Super Bowl ring. Cause we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Reppin' the Mafia, yeah. Reppin' the Mafia Bills, Mafia, yeah. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Mafia up in your city, time to get gritty. Screaming and yelling, we bugging. Look at the red and blue.
This is an MVP year for Josh Allen. As an MVP voter, I said this last week. Josh Allen, he looks like an MVP. When you vote for MVP, and I can speak for myself, I think I'm one of 50 voters, you look at a couple things. Who's the best team in football? Who's the best player on that team in football? What do they look like as the best player on that team in football? And how much talent is around that best player on that best team in football?
Cause we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Coast to Coast. The title says what it says, man. Buffalo Bills hire Joe Brady as the next head coach. After Sean McDermott got fired, there was a big to-do about who was going to be the next head man. I don't think any of us were expecting this. They got his interview out like really quickly, and I just thought like, hey, you know what? They got that interview out the way. I don't think he's going to be the guy. I think they're going to move in a totally different direction. I know as a Bills fan, I know most of us probably thought throughout the year, bro, let's get Brady out of here. The offense is not it's not what we want it to be. We're not moving the ball enough. We're not getting the ball downfield. I don't want to see another third down screen pass to Khalil Shakir. There were a bunch of complaints. And, here we are, man. I mean, the guy is still holding it down. He's still in the building. Apparently, he knocked out his interview. He went in there and explained to the hiring team, Brandon Bean, obviously, Terry Pagula, obviously, signing the checks. Terrence Gray, and I know Josh Allen was part of that as well. So he went in and explained how he was going to be the CEO. And I think that they were looking, like we talked about last week, we talked about adding structure to the building, adding structure to the organization. A little out of whack with Sean McDermott kind of not reporting to the general manager. Usually don't see that a ton, but that was the case here. So, things had to get placed in order. They put them in order, and they hired Joe Brady. I'm not happy about the hire. I'm also not upset with the hire. Oh, you seem like a super nice guy, and I hope you have a great rest of the year. Oh, well, thank you. Inskurs? I don't know how to say that, I guess. But I appreciate it. Hey, look who's here.
Hey,
Thanks for joining us.
sorry for
What's up,
my
man?
tardiness. How you
No, you're
doing?
good, bro. You're good. I'm good, man. I'm good. We're gonna talk a little hockey today too. So we're gonna get a
Hockey.
little bit of
Well,
hockey talk in there. Yeah, we're gonna
you
talk a
know
little
the
bit of
Sabres
hockey
are on a
today.
heater when the hockey's going to get mentioned. So
Oh yeah.
we'll talk some other.
Listen, I want to do whatever I can to highlight the fact that the Sabres are gonna break their playoff drought and the Jets are not. So I would
That's
like
exactly right. That's
to
the football spin that we all
that
need on that for sure. And I think we can all agree on that.
plan. So what was that?
You were talking
You
about you
threw me
weren't
off,
crazy
bro.
about the hire, but you weren't against it. You were kind of like in the middle. Yeah. So
Yeah, so not really crazy about the hire.
mhm.
I don't hate it. I don't love it either. Uh, what this is what I will say though. There were some guys that got a lot of. Um, Let me take this. Why is this thing still up here? Let me get this out of here. All right. So
Yeah.
there was a lot of smoke around Grant Udinski, the whiz kid, next up and coming great offensive mind out of what's his name? Out of Jacksonville, right? So I had
Yep.
already, shout out to my man Nash Henry. I reached out to him. He's a Jaguars content creator. We were setting up to do a 15-minute, 15-20 minute interview on Grant Udinski, who he is, the type of guy, type of coach that he is, all the
Mhm.
things, really get into some stuff that the Jaguar fans know about him. And lo and behold, the day that like we're setting this up, the Bills announced that they're hiring Joe Brady as their head coach, so that kind of just went by the wayside. And I probably still will set something up with him to maybe get that going. But
Sure.
uh, well, what do we have here? Cook didn't catch it.
Well, James Cook
Oh,
or
yeah,
Brandon
James
Cooks?
Cook is the running back. If you're
We got a
talking
lot
about
of Cooks.
Brandon Cooks,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's Brandon Cooks. Is it Cooks?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yep. We
Cooks,
got a
right?
lot of cooks in the
Yeah.
kitchen, Whittle. We
Yeah.
have Cooks and Cook.
I'm imagining that this is a Broncos fan. Cook didn't catch it. Well, guess what? You guys didn't catch your flight to the Super Bowl either, so whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
You did you are catching the flight to Cancun though, and
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
welcoming you there. Get out of that snow that you guys lost in when you had the ball inside the 40 and couldn't punch it in to go ahead
Mhm.
and win that game. Don't worry about it. Come on down to Cancun. We're chilling. We're just out
Yep.
here vibing, man. But anyway,
Absolutely.
yeah. So Greg Udinski was a guy that got a lot of that got a lot of buzz around the head coach position.
Yep.
Um, Davis Webb was another one. Clint Kubiak was another one. And my thoughts. My thoughts were, I don't really think we need to go the rookie head coach route. We did that with McDermott. Not that I expect this to work out the way that McDermott did, but I I just thought that this is a team that is poised to win now, and
Mhm.
I'd like an experienced head coach to come in and kind of guide us through some of the rough patches where you know a play here, a call here, a decision here, whatever. I thought a veteran guy would be a little bit better at that. Um, so I didn't get my wish. I had hoped for Brian Daboll, who took a job with the Tennessee Titans.
Mhm.
Uh, Congratulations to Coach Daboll.
Yep.
But for us, man, I mean, Davis Webb, like I said, Kubiak, um, and Greg Dinsky, like there was a lot of smoke around these guys, and all these guys might be the next great offensive mind. And you know who else had that same buzz around his name last year? It was Joe Brady. So I just feel like, bro, what is going on? I'm homeless, hungry, Venmo. Okay, well, I'm sorry, bro. I hope things get better for you. Uh,
Yeah. If it's even a real account for, who knows at this point, but if it is, we sure hope for the best. So
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I just look at it and I say to myself, um, Joe Brady was that hot offensive mind as
Hmm.
of last year. So why wouldn't we just keep that in house? I get it. If that was the case, I get it. Uh, the questions were how I believe the interview was centered around what how would this organization look with whoever the candidate was as the head man. Joe Brady already has the answers to the quiz because he was here. He knows what went wrong. He was in the building as the OC for the last 2.5 years. So I just think he sold them on how he's going to do things different and how he feels we can go from heartbreaking loss to you know to the Super Bowl. So I'm hoping for the best. I reserve judgment to see who the defensive coordinator is,
Hmm.
and a big thing for me was getting back to the elite preparation and the execution phase, the execution, uh, part of the team. Like I thought that
Yep.
was lacking this year. I felt like we had a lot of bad turnovers, a lot of bad penalties, pre-snap stuff, holding, offsides, like different things like that. And like we're getting these offsides penalties and we're taking turnovers off the board. We're giving teams the ball back after we've done the hard work to take it
Yep.
away and get stopped. So, that stuff's got to get cleaned up. That's on the head coach ultimately. And,
Hmm.
everybody's been saying this, and it's really true. Brandon Bean looked at the coaching pool and said, I'm gonna go, we're gonna go with this guy. We're gonna go with Joe Brady. And if he's right, the Bills are gonna win a Super Bowl. If he's wrong, he's gonna get fired. So yeah. Steve said I had a nightmare the other night. First play ran by the Bills
Yeah.
say the tunnel swing for -2 yards. That's the other thing. So there's been a lot of discussion around Joe Brady's offense. Um, I'm sorry, Beyond. I'm just rambling as if you're not here.
No, I want
What
you
are
to
your
go.
thoughts, bro?
I am taking it all in. Now, where do you want me to start with terms of Brady? We could start there and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
start pivoting
Go
to the
for it.
DC. I think the big thing is Whittle. It's like first of all, everybody says, well, why did they do these interviews and then hire in house? I mean, I've been involved with interviews in house for your job or anybody out there where sometimes an internal candidate has a leg up and someone from the outside needs to win that job, just real flat out win it, right? Maybe Dudinsky was close, maybe Dable was close, but sounds like they kind of had an idea this is going to be Joe Brady, and someone really had to go out and just wow them all in all. And every coach in this cycle Whittle had some questions, right? I was with you on Dable. I liked the thought of Brian Dable just because of the brashness of him, and I thought maybe we need a little bit more tone in
Yeah,
that case. We don't want to coddle our quarterback. We know that we obviously we want him to be happy, but we also want him to be
we
coached.
don't. Yeah, we don't. We'll get into that a little later
We'll
too.
definitely get into that later. But and it's just one of those things where I think a lot of Bills Mafia was expecting a quote unquote sexy hire, right? We were expecting something like, oh, Udinsky could be the next what's his name, Sean McVay. And we've talked about it on here, Whittle. GMs are getting fired because they're searching for the next Josh Allen. GMs are also going to get fired if they think Sean McVay grows on trees because they don't. And Sean McVay was an offensive coordinator for Washington for 3 years before he took the Rams job. So he had a lot more experience than a guy like Dudinsky, who may have been, his time's going to come, but maybe he's just a little bit too inexperienced at this point, or maybe there are some things in that case. And I know Joe Brady, when I first heard it, Whittle, I went, right? I probably had the same reaction as you. It wasn't like, wow, I was excited. I wasn't, beating the drum saying, yes, 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 Joe Brady, was the hire. It remains to be seen. For me, we need to see the press conference tomorrow. Want to hear what he's got to say. Want to see things in action. Who's the defensive coordinator? Who's going to be on his coaching staff? What's Brandon Beane going to do? You heard about this alignment, with the personnel, between the coach and the GM. We're going to see if, it's a lot of wait and see, unfortunately. And I know in this world we live in today, what a lot of people don't like to wait. We're in an instant gratification world we live in. Everything's right now, immediate, and we just have to wait and see how it looks. And then after the draft, and let's see if all these things about Sean McDermott, handcuffing certain moves. We heard some whispers about George Pickens. We heard some other things as well. We don't know, right? So we're going to find out come May. I would say, right around Memorial Day weekend, I feel like that's when you could probably really ask me, say, what do you really think of Joe Brady? Well, yeah, obviously we still got to see the results, but I would say after the smoke clears and we have a chance to see it, I'm going to just wait and see. But I'm not here, but I'm not here. And Dog, oh no, Dog does not like the hire. Oh, Dog, first of all, okay, so we got to hear who you wanted. That's one thing I'm curious about, but that's really where I stand with this, Whittle, in terms of Brady. So I'm just in a wait and see mode on that. Well, let's just hope we have our own young, innovative coach. And like you notice, Whittle, you being in the military and your background, there's a difference between being a true leader, right, and then someone who helps the leadership. I mean, I don't know how it works in the military, but there's differences to it, right? When you actually are the guy now, right? So we're gonna see how he really falls. Maybe he's made for this. I don't know. So we're just gonna have to see it in action.
Well, yeah, just like Steve is saying here, man, the McDermott haters have always said that he hindered the offense and kept a thumb on the OC. But we're going to find out if they were right, and that's right. We're definitely going to find out because it's on Brady now. Like if this is on Brady and Bean. They are now like if Brady is not good,
Being
if this team does not at least stay the same. And I mean like at least get back to the divisional AFC Championship game. At least that I think Bean's out of here. I think
yeah,
Bean's out of here, and I think I think I think Brady's on a short leash too. I know they did
could
sign him
be.
to a 5-year deal, which kind of would say, yeah, you're kind of married to the guy, but I don't know, man. I mean, how these
Mm-hmm.
coaches, these coaches contracts go, but at the
I
same
feel,
time, like,
yeah, I feel like it's two. But I kind of agree with your premise, though. It's good. They are intertwined now. We always thought it was McDermott and Bean that were tied, but no, now it's clearly Joe Brady and Bean.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you want to call it Mick, you want to call it Bean Brady or whatever names you want to come up with. That that's
yeah,
up to you. But that's what I see going forward.
yeah, man. So I know they got a press conference tomorrow, but do you think? Let me ask you this: Do you think they give Terry a mic again, or no? You think he's not involved in this press conference?
Over under, I would give him the mic for maybe 15 seconds tops. Whittle, make your
Well,
you
I
know.
wouldn't. I wouldn't let him talk again.
I would just say, hey, I'm
Let him
just
talk.
happy here to say, everything has to be about Joe Brady. I don't want to hear anything about the previous press conference. I don't want to hear anything about Brandon Bean. I want to hear everything just about we're here today. We're excited for Joe Brady to lead us into into the new era of Highmark Stadium, blah, blah, blah. That's it. And then out of the way you go. That's it. So the less he says, the better, right? So
Yeah. I mean, like I said, bro, I got to see what the rest of the staff looks like. Dog, so for them to never give him a mic again. Yeah,
could not
and I
agree
get it.
more. Yep.
Yeah, the biggest thing, man, to me is the DC because that's been the sore point in the playoffs is the defense. Is the defense, um, and look, he, we have had. I think we've had I think we've had a very, very good program defensively as far as development. I'm not talking about execution in all aspects. I'm talking about just development. I think we've done a very good job I think McDermott and his staff has done a very good job, all in all, um, as in developing these the young talent.
Mhm.
Good evening, fellas. Who's y'all's
Your
favorite for
favorite for
DC right
DC.
now? Well, right now the favorite is Jim Leonard. That's the name that
Mhm.
definitely is at the front of all of the news and all this other stuff. But I mean, how much stock are we putting into that? Because Clint Kubiak's name was up there for a second. Brian Daboll was a heavy favorite. Then after Brian Daboll,
Mhm.
Udinski shot in front of him, and
Yep.
neither one of those guys are getting a job. It ended
Yep.
up going to Joe Brady. So Jim Leonard right now is the perceived favorite. It makes sense, and this is where people start to read into other things. So first off, Demario Davis, linebacker for the Saints, comes out and says, "Excellent linebacker." But I have to add as well, he's most likely a first ballot Hall of Fame. He's like 35 years old, still
Yes.
playing at an All-Pro level. He's amazing. Um, Great against the run, can cover, like he does everything well. He's a great player. He tweets out, "This is a really good hire. Happy to," he tweets out his congratulations and things like that. And it's like you didn't see any other of Brady's other former players or like who else came out and said anything that wasn't actually a Buffalo Bill. Then I got to thinking, we are gonna need another linebacker, right?
Mhm.
So then I said to myself, well, how much time does DeMario have left? Let's see. DeMario Davis contract. DeMario Davis is entering a potential contract void in March 2026 on his 2-year, $17.25 million extension signed with the New Orleans Saints in
Mhm.
2024. It's about to be 2026. We need help at linebacker. Demario Davis is about to come out of his contract.
Mhm.
You see where I'm going? You picking up what I'm putting down?
Yep.
It wouldn't surprise me if Demario Davis is trying to get over to get with come on over and get with the team that's right there potentially playing for a Super Bowl. Question for the Almighty is: we fill out the coach staff. How much does that affect your draft positions based on staff? That's a good question. That is
Mhm.
a good question.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Put up there.
yeah, it depends on the front we end up with. So again, the front runner for DC is Jim Leonard. Jim Leonard runs an odd front, 3-4, 3-3-5. Does a lot, does some similar things as far as McDermott's defense, which is um, he's zone based, mostly match coverage, which is kind of like it's like man coverage, but you're only playing man in your zone of responsibility. Um, so he does a lot with disguising coverages, mugging the line with like stacking the line and then dropping guys out in the coverage. So we've done all of that. The problem that I have is if you switch over to a not front, you really have to make some wholesale changes on the defense from a personnel standpoint. Um, we do not have the stand up outside linebacker edge rushers that you
Mhm.
need for a 3-4 defense. I think AJ Epinesa can do it. Joey Bosa was doing it with the Chargers, even though when he got here, he said he wasn't really, he really didn't like being in the 2 point stance. He'd rather put his, he was happy to getting back to putting his hand in the dirt. I
Mhm.
would like to see the team stay in a even front. I'd like to see them do that. I know that we've, as Bills fans, we've complained. We're not getting sacks. We're not getting to the quarterback, especially in the playoffs. Like I understand all of that. I don't think that it's from. I don't think that it's a issue with the. Uh, I don't think it's an issue with the personnel or the no, not the personnel. I don't think it's an issue with the formation. I don't think it's an issue with the scheme. I think it's an issue with the personnel. We have not, and also injury. Don't want them. Ain't got time for the 3-4. We're gonna need players that don't have person. We don't need. We're gonna need players don't have personnel or time for it. Go with Schwartz if possible. That's what I was about to say. Um, Jim Schwartz is now available.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I look at it like this: Brady's probably more comfortable with something that he's more familiar with, which is the eye front defense. It was successful when he was, you know, successful. That's what they run in New Orleans. That's what they run at LSU. So I understand. Like that's probably what he's more comfortable with. However, Josh Allen's going to be 30.
Yep.
It is my opinion that it will take this team 2 years to get the 3-4 personnel wise and teaching the scheme to the guys that we get, et cetera, et cetera. Unless you go out and spend free agent dollars on, a bunch of guys that play in the out front. I think you need safeties. I think you need corners. I think you need linebackers. You need defensive line, outside line. Like you need a lot in order to get that. But the news that Jim Schwartz, the former defensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills, and soon to be former defensive coordinator of the Cleveland Browns, is probably going to be available very, very soon. I don't know if the Browns release him because he is under contract, or
Yeah.
they, kind of hold him hostage and say we want compensation. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo, I'm sorry, Joe Brady, you probably are more comfortable with the 3-4, but don't worry about the defense, dog. Make sure the offense is doing what it needs to do.
Yep.
You get Jim Schwartz in here, whatever it takes. Anything short of a first or anything short of a day one or day two pick, I'm all for it. Like if it takes a fourth
Yep.
round pick to get Schwartz in here, go do it. If it takes a fifth, do it. If it takes multiple day three picks, fine. Get Jim Schwartz in here. He's going to take. He's going to turn chicken sugar honey iced tea into chicken salad. You got to
Yep.
get a guy like that in there. Um,
Yep.
he does an excellent job. Like first off, he's a very experienced coach. He's been in the league forever. The defenses he's coached have performed well. They get to the quarterback. He is a teacher. This is an older unit on defense. We still have older guys that need to be rotated out. Like Bosa is up there in age. Daquan Jones is up there in age. Like those guys, Shaq Thompson, Matt Milano, like those guys are a little long in the tooth. We're
Yep.
gonna have to switch out from some of those guys. You're gonna bring young guys in. You're gonna bring in rookies and things, and they're gonna need to play. Not only because we need to get younger, but there's a lot of money in that offense. The quarterback's making a ton of money. There are wide receivers that are getting paid. Shakir's getting paid. Joshua Palmer's getting paid. Khalil Shakir. Did I say Shakir already? I
Yeah.
feel like I said
Mm-hmm.
Shakir.
Yep.
Yeah,
Our tight end
Shakir's getting
room's
paid.
getting
Like,
paid. Mm-hmm.
yeah, those guys are getting paid. Um, Dawson Knox got paid a while ago, and everybody hates his contract. But I mean, like the offensive line's getting paid. Like guys are getting paid on that side of the ball. So it's a salary cap. It's a salary cap league. You gotta
Yep.
cut
And
costs
James Cook.
somewhere. Cut it with
Yep.
yeah. You gotta cut
Yeah. Bring
costs
him in.
somewhere. Cut it with young players on the defensive side. Get some
Yep.
young legs in there. I think we have an opportunity with some of the core pieces that we currently have on the roster that are not going anywhere, in my opinion. Rousseau, Deion Walker, Ed Oliver, Joey Bosa, and Michael Hoyt. Like Michael Hoyt's gonna come back, and I'm not gonna leave out my guy AJ Epinesa. A lot of Bills
Mhm.
fans don't
I
understand how
like him
good he
too.
is. Like AJ Epinesa is a dog. Six
I'm
and a
with
half
you on it.
sacks every year, except like this year, I don't think he has 6.5 sacks. But look at the last 3 years, like 2022, 23, and 24. AJ 6 sacks or better. How many interceptions have we seen this guy catch as a defensive end? I mean,
And limited snap
he's
counts
got a
too. Yeah.
yeah, he's got a pass rush plan. He's really good when it comes to pressure.
Yep.
So yeah, give me Jim Schwartz. You keep those guys. You go get a designated pass rusher off the edge. Um, in the draft, I think I like the kid. I think it's Malachi Lawrence from UCF. If I'm not mistaken. Um, just go get a guy, man. Go get a guy that you can bring in and learn from Bosa and from Schwartz, and the linebackers you got. I think Leo Chenal's coming up on free agency as well. Like they're guys that you can go out and get at linebacker that are young and are not going to cost a ton of money. Go get those guys, man. Go get a veteran. Go get a veteran receiver. I love the potential of getting a Michael Pittman in here.
That's a great
To
thought.
to bolster the wide receiver room. Um, And then you hit the draft hard, man. You get a defensive tackle that can two gap. Somebody that can free up Ed Oliver and Deion Walker to get one-on-ones. Allen's a bum. You don't know ball. Like that's just bottom line.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, you don't know ball. You think Allen's a bum? Who's this guy? Yeah, if you think Allen's a bum, you don't know ball. Patriots is back or Patriots are back.
buddy, I want to
All right,
congratulate
so let's go
you
there.
for dusting. You put away your Chief jerseys now, and now you're probably back. With your Edelman jersey or your, something out of your closet, back on the
I,
bandwagon. So, congratulations on your Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah, what we do here is we don't crown guys. Like first and foremost, um, here's my official pick for the Super Bowl. I have the Seahawks winning. I hope it's 50-3. That would make me very happy.
Yeah.
And I just like let's see what like. Congratulations to the Patriots. They took advantage of it. They took advantage of the schedule they got. They took advantage of of a beat up Chargers team. CJ Stroud and CJ Stroud and Jared Stidham. So I mean, look, you did what we couldn't do, which was win in Denver. We win in Denver. We're not having, we're not talking the offseason right now. We're talking Super Bowl, but you did
Yep.
what we couldn't do. Let's see what happens though. If you don't win, if you don't beat the Seahawks, good luck with next season. We'll see how the Patriots
Yep.
look next year. Um,
My
but
my
anyway,
Super
back to
my Super Bowl pick is New England because it makes no sense, and this whole season hasn't really made sense. So why
oh
would it not
god,
continue? I know I'm always
well
wrong, but you
they're
should be
not winning.
very happy.
They're
You're
not
right.
they're not beat, they're not beating the Seahawks, bro. They're not beating the Seahawks.
Goodness, I
They
hope
don't have
not.
a
But
guy that can. They don't have a guy that can cover JSN, man. They don't have a guy
yeah,
that can
this
cover
is true.
JSN.
Yeah.
But where we at? So yeah, so like get Schwartz, bro. Get Schwartz. We get some rookies in the building. Um, he'll teach the defense. His defense is aggressive. They get pressure with four.
hmm
I think the penalties cleaned up. You get a guy like Schwartz. I think you get a much better defense. All right, man, you're doing too much now. We're not talking about you. Let's see. Let's put him in timeout. There you go. All right.
Yep. Yeah,
Um,
it's too much. It clouds our best
well,
commentators here.
absolutely.
hmm
And here we go. Let's do
I like
dog.
this.
Yeah,
Yes.
rookies with dogs, and that's the thing about this coaching decision that I'm, with Brady. Not to just like I feel like we're bouncing around a little bit, but I just want to
Yeah.
go back to that. I thought the biggest thing that the Bills could use was an attitude adjustment. I did not. Don't get me wrong. I think Sean McDermott's a really good coach. Um, I wasn't like I get why he got fired. Um, I didn't like the timing of it, but I do think that this team did need an attitude adjustment. I did think that they needed to um, get shaken up a little bit.
Yep.
I would have preferred a more fiery approach from a guy like Dayball, but Joe Brady can bring it. Or you get a DC in here, and the DC turns the defense into demons. I would
Hmm.
be very, very happy with that. So I said I want
Yep.
Schwartz, man.
Yeah, I
I
think
need
Schwartz
that.
makes a lot of sense, Whittle, just from a, like you said, experience point of view. I'd like to see Brady surround himself with experience. I think, again, just that edge that Jim Schwartz brings. Now, we know Jim Schwartz wanted to interview for the Bills head coaching job when we chose Rex Ryan. I hope Jim doesn't have the same resentment towards our organization because, we have the same owner when he left in 2014. I know that was a while ago and we
Yeah,
had different GMs and all that, but I really hope he really considers coming to Buffalo. And I said this is where Terry Pagula is going to need to open that wallet. He's going to have to pay also
you
Jim
got to
Schwartz a lot.
overpay. Yeah,
Got to overpay, and
you got
that's
to
okay because
overpay for him. Yeah,
I mean Los Angeles' owner is really not known for being Spanos is really not known for being. He's a little bit cheap at times. So even though he's rolling in money because of SoFi, so hopefully that's not a detriment. I wanted to ask you though, Whittle, is there any other candidates where that have that experience that maybe we don't have to overhaul as much? I'm just throwing a name like Anthony Weaver. I'm just thinking of other
I
guys.
love Anthony Weaver. I would
Yeah,
love
I was
Anthony
thinking
Weaver.
of it, but do you feel like maybe there's less of a turnover in the roster if you get an Anthony Weaver versus,
Yeah,
let's say, a Jim Leonard? Just to compare him to Jim Leonard.
yeah. Like I listen, Anthony Weaver, um, Leslie Frazier is another name that I'd be fine. I'd definitely be fine with. I liked Robert Sala for the position, but he's not going anywhere. Um, yeah, like, I would take any of those guys if possible because I personally don't want to change defense. I don't want to change. I don't want to change the. I don't want to go from an even to an odd front. I just don't want to do it. And the reason
Yeah.
why is like Josh is gonna be 30. We always talk about wasting his prime, wasting his prime, wasting his prime. You switch to a 3-4, you might be wasting. You might be wasting another year or two of his prime
Yeah, it's a
because the
risky.
defense
It's
got to
risky.
catch up. Yeah,
Yeah,
and who knows if it works? Like
yeah,
the 3-4 is susceptible to the run,
it is.
so
Hmm.
we already have issues with that.
I think
What are you
Weaver
doing?
runs a hybrid of that, if I remember correctly, like a 3-4-4-3. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, there's
But
some
like when
good
he was
candidates
in,
out there.
yeah, when he was in Miami, I mean they pretty much stuck with a 4-man front. It's
Hmm.
just you have guys that are experienced in that. Like Bradley Chubb is experienced. He
Yep,
came from Denver, and he was he was a stand up outside backer. So
and they got
I just
better.
like
They got
I just like the growth that you saw from their
yeah,
defense over the
yeah,
season. Like once that
yep.
like the halfway point hit, the defense just they just got real stingy
They
towards the
sure
back
did.
half of the season, and
Hey, even against
a
us,
lot of
and
it is him.
see if that
Yeah.
left an impression on Joe Brady. Well, Brady also went against the Browns, so we did see Jim Schwartz as well. So that will be interesting
Right.
to see how that plays. And Raheem Morris, who's another possibility, if he wants to be a DC, that is. I don't, I'm not even know if Raheem Morris is interviewed anywhere yet for
No,
DC. I
no.
haven't heard his name pop
I
up
think he
yet.
did
So
interview. I think he did interview one place, but I think
okay,
he did get an interview.
yeah,
Let me check
yeah.
for a second.
So that's what's
Mhm.
interesting is that all these candidates, even Jim Leonard, we've played against them. So Joe Brady has a real, direct knowledge and just recency in terms of, who he could select as his DC.
Yeah, he interviewed with the Cardinals, Titans, and Giants.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
the only job left is the
That'd be a good
Cardinals.
hire.
So I mean,
That'd be a good hire for the Giants, by the way. That would be a good one for
who
them.
at
Raheem Morris.
DC?
Yep. Hmm.
I think they already hired it. Didn't they hire it at DC already?
I don't remember. I know that they were supposed to get Munkin, but then he left and went to Cleveland. They were supposedly, saying it was a done deal, but
Well, oh well. I would have loved to see the Giants offense under Monken. That'd been
Yep.
pretty cool.
Absolutely.
That would have been pretty cool. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, so tomorrow, we're tuning in to find out, how this
Yep.
goes, man. And, we'll see what.
Anything you're looking to hear
Yeah.
tomorrow out of this presser? I mean, anything in particular, or just kind of soaking it all in tomorrow, just to kind of get a feel?
Um,
Like if there, I know it's a high level
Bro,
question,
I'm
but
kind of done with the lip service, man. Don't tell me what you're gonna do. All right, fine. Come in there and you tell me how you're gonna run things different or whatever. Like, I'm not expecting anybody to come out tomorrow and really just like take Sean McDermott to the woodshed. Like, yeah, we're
no.
about to open things up because he held us back for the last 4 years and we were tired of it. I don't expect any of that. But
Hmm.
if let me know without telling me that you're going to open things up for this
Yes.
offense. Like, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like, yeah, we're
Hmm.
going to keep some of the same concepts of dominating the line of scrimmage and being a physical football team, but we're also going to play to the quarterback strengths of getting the ball downfield, getting him an opportunity to really test the defense deep. Like, those are the things that I want to hear. Talk to me about that. What has been the worst Twitter take or opinion you guys have come across from the fan base in the last few weeks?
Oh, geez. How much time you got?
Oh God, that's easy. No, that's easy.
Which
Just
one
put
you
it up
got,
there,
Little?
bro.
Okay.
That's easy. Philip Rivers, bro. I cannot believe
Uh,
people really lost their mind over Philip
Dude,
Rivers taking an
crashing
interview.
out. The crash outs were unbelievable. Yeah,
Yeah, the crashing out was crazy. It's crazy.
it really was. Yeah, dude, that's without a
Th-
doubt.
Another one. There's a petition to bring McDermott, like that petition to bring McDermott back. Bro, like, where have y'all been? Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. I've been a McDermott defender
Yep.
for years, but I understand you can't keep losing these games. And every single loss, I can point to a decision where I'm like, you shouldn't have did that. You know? Like that, you shouldn't have done. Like I feel like at what point last year do you go up to Josh and say, "Hey, Josh, listen, man. Remember the implosion? This fan base had with y'all all up. Yeah, I listen. I want y'all all back. Okay, I want y'all all back.
Yep.
I would love to get y'all all back, but yeah, no, like the whole petition to bring McDermott back, and it's like 90,000 people. I think it's up to 90K right now.
Wow.
I know a lot of y'all wanted him out of here for the last 3 years, if not more, ever since 2021. A lot of y'all
Yep.
wanted him out of here. I've heard that so many times. I can't forgive him for what happened in the 13 seconds game. Even
Agreed.
though personally, I think we lose to Cincinnati the following week. And I don't think we were going to beat that Cincinnati team.
Hey, Little, you know what's
Not with the
interesting?
offensive line that we had. What's up?
I know it's a long time ago, but just I've always said there are two kicks, actually three kicks in Bills history that are so defining. Obviously, the one that was 35 years ago yesterday, Scott Norwood, right? But
Yep.
when the Bills lost to Tennessee in the Immaculate Deception, and that's what it really should be called, not this home run throwback crap, right? That's when the Bills should have kicked it. They should have kicked it in the end zone, right? But that allowed Tennessee to return it back, and they won. And they got rid of Wade Phillips after. Didn't they get? Oh no, wait, he was there another year. I apologize. So he was there one more year, and then I that kind of takes away my point. I just remembered it on the fly. But you also think about McDermott's defenses, right? In 2020, let's start, Whittle. Kansas City,
Yep.
Cincinnati, Kansas City, Kansas City. Mahomes, Burrow, Mahomes. I mean, these are elite quarterbacks, especially when, say what you want about Burrow. When he's healthy, he is elite. This
Yeah.
year, I felt that even though McDermott is getting fired for the things he did in these situations, I look at Allen's turnovers as the problem in this game more than anything. In terms of like, okay, he gave up 30 points. Okay, when they were up 27-23, we didn't get a stop. But for the majority of that game, our defense was put in very precarious positions because of our quarterback turning the ball over so much and James
Yep.
Cook fumbling as well. So it was kind of it's and like you said, I think it was just handled that it was handled messy. It was a messy handle too. Most breakups are handled messy. I mean, we've all broken up with people. It's never smooth, right? It's never easy, but it's just kind of weird that I felt of all the games that he lost since 2020, really 2021, I didn't walk away from that game saying, "Man, McDermott did a bad job of this or that." I really didn't feel that way this game. I really, in my heart of hearts, I felt he was okay in that situation, but we've still seen the same patterns during the season with this team. The fast start, the dips, the inexplicable dips in the middle of the season where we lose games we shouldn't. It keeps continuing. It's a constant theme we've seen over and over again. The 9-6 loss to Jacksonville. We could go over all these games, right? The 12 men with Denver, Atlanta, Miami, right? Losing to the Jets with Zach Wilson. Like we've had so many games like this in the middle of the year that ultimately cost us these home playoff games, right? And this is why the Buffalo Bills are not in the Super Bowl, folks. This is really what it is. That's a big part of it too. So it's just the way it was handled in that situation. I think,
Right.
I just, yeah, I that's where I kind of felt bad for McDermott, but it's just the nature of the business. And I agree with you. Maybe he should have been fired after 13 seconds.
Yeah. If you're gonna do it, that was the perfect time. The one piece. Oh, what did you say? Let's go through some of these comments real
Yeah,
quick. I
this is
love
a good one.
McDermott, but how can guys like Puna Ford and Tim Settle be non-facts of Buffalo in the next year? Play like all pro players for a different team. Well, two things, Steve. One, neither one of those guys play like an all pro. I will give Puna Ford credit. Puna Ford has played
Right.
well in his role with the Chargers. But I just think that from a scheme fit standpoint, like McDermott has certain body types that he likes for certain positions.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive ends, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 270, 280, 270, 265. Big, tall, long arm guys that can kind of shield off the edge and not and be run sound and be sound against the run. And then his defensive tackles, he likes those guys to be penetrators. Neither Tim Settle or Puna Ford are that. Those are defensive tackles who are much better at anchoring and two gapping, pushing the pocket, just kind of being physical and mucking things up in the middle. So those guys weren't scheme fits. They were good players. I thought they were going to be good players when we brought them in, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they just didn't fit with his defense. It stinks too because like Puna Ford is exactly what we need,
He
you know,
is. I'm so
on
excited when he
early
signed him.
downs.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Because I thought like, all right, finally we got a run stuffer. Like the linebackers will be cool. Like we'll be fine. Like the linebackers are
Mm-hmm.
going to be able to just run free because Puna Ford's in the middle. But that didn't happen. We got one more. The one piece of information that's contrary to my sources is Squid King. I've always been told by players on our team, even that Matakevich missed the sign. He missed it because there was so much conversation in the moment about what we should do, kick or touchback.
Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
I mean, the bottom line, it's on the head coach, right?
Yep.
And even though that got screwed up, you got to be able to think on the fly. Like, all right, cool. That didn't go the way that we thought it was going to go, but what are we going to do now? And Jerry Hughes put a tweet out, said, after you screw up 13 that the 13 seconds game with your prevent every down. And he said specifically, he is, oh, this guy just created another burner. Wow. He dedicated.
Yeah.
Dedicate to timeout.
Yeah.
Jerry Hughes comes out and says, like, bro, McDermott called prevent all the way down the field. And I can't forgive that. Even though I
Yeah.
think we lose the following week, I personally think we lose to the Bengals the following week.
The odds are a lot higher than I think a lot of our fan base gives it credit for.
Oh
That
yeah,
I'll
like
do.
they
That I'll say.
yeah
Everybody thought we were gonna
yeah
roll over them, but that wasn't gonna be the case.
yeah they thought Jamar Chase, T Higgins, Hayden Hurst, um,
I mean,
Tyler Boyd,
they
Joe
had a good
Mixon.
they had
They
a
thought
good Joe
all of those
Mixon too.
guys like
Yeah.
we were just gonna run through that team. Like, no way, no way. Jerry Hughes probably has like 2 or 3 sacks that game. More than
Yep.
likely, like, he probably balls out.
And then they
Probably
still
Ed
had
too. Like
Bates.
Ed probably has a good
They
game.
still had excellent safeties then too. Bates and
Yeah,
that's what
yeah, yeah. Bates and
they were
Bell.
playing well.
Yep,
Yeah. Yep.
yep. Man, that defense was legit, man.
They
Legit.
were.
I think we lose that game, but
Yep.
even if we don't, I mean, it is what it is. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, we lost, man. We
Yep. I
lost.
thought this was an interesting comment, Whittle, and I've seen this mentioned before, and I know someone said something
Oh,
about
I'm sorry.
losing Aaron
Yeah,
Cromer. I thought
yeah.
this was interesting about sponsor for the run scheme putting together. Um, what do you think about this? I mean, the Aaron Cromer thing does worry me a little bit, and that's going to be another interesting hire and who we bring in as offensive line coach. But
Yeah.
could
So for me, it's like who's it? Austin Gunn, I think it is. Austin Gunn is like was Cromer's top assistant. I,
hmm,
I think you do what you can to keep him. You just do what you
gotcha,
can to keep him.
gotcha. You're right. Yeah.
I was
Let's see.
on fire in the postseason that year, so it wasn't a guarantee we lost that game in Cincy if we would have won that Casey game. I'm sorry, man. Listen, we got to be honest. I let's be honest. Go back and look at that game, right? Go back and watch that game, and you see how many busted coverages they had in the secondary that allowed Gabe Davis to just like walk into the end zone for a bunch of
Mhm.
different
Yep.
for like there were just so many bad there were so many bad coverage mistakes that the Chiefs made in that game to where you know I'm not trying to downplay what we did offensively. That was a great game. And no matter what, you still have to physically go out there and make those plays. And Josh made those plays. Gabe made those plays. So I'm not taking
Hmm.
anything away, but let's
Yep.
be honest, man. Like those guys that they had back there were not good players. And that's why they totally revamped that secondary after that year because they knew it. They couldn't compete. That secondary was not good. Just wasn't good. Like that KC secondary wasn't good. That's why we cooked it. Um,
Agree.
like the double move that what's his name? Mike Hughes got beat with by
Oh, on Gabe
Gabe
Davis.
Davis.
Oh,
Oh
he
my
got
gosh.
toasted on
Yeah,
that
he
rookie.
killed him.
I
And then there
was
was another one that Gabe Davis scored like up the middle where the safeties were out of position. And we just didn't play well. Like I mean they just didn't play well. They just didn't play
yeah.
well in the secondary. We took
Mhm.
full advantage of it, which is what you are supposed to do. Cromer's retirement was celebrated by all the big dogs: Eric Wood, Richie Incognito. I call him the bully. Alec Anderson and Deion Dawkins and Mitch Morse. Yeah, yep,
Oh
those are the
yeah,
guys,
he was
man.
something. He's a great one. Yeah, he is going to be missed. I agree with Student. That's going to
Yeah.
be one of the more under talked about developments of this offseason that is something to really keep an eye on.
Okay. I'm about to go on a rant because this right here, this is the stuff that bothers me with the fan base, right? McDermott is giving up 33 points a game on average on our playoff losses, so you're probably right. My issue with this is in 2022, Von Miller went down, the pass rush disappeared. Trey White went down. What do we have left? Actually, Trey White and um, Christian Benford went down. Christian Benford broke his hand, I think, his hand or his arm, one of the two. He broke something in the Miami game, and We ended up playing the rest of the year with Dane Jackson and Kyrie Elam at corner. So when you yes, the McDermott defenses have not performed well in the playoff in our losses. That's how losses work. But at the same time, let's add some context to it. We are usually missing three or more guys that the scheme is dependent on. It's dependent on these guys.
Yep.
2022, when Von Miller was there, this was a this was a top five defense. Period. Top five in sacks, top five in pressure rate, top five against the pass, top five in total yards per game, top five in points per game. Like this was an elite defense when Von was healthy. Von's no longer healthy. Um, Trey White comes back and he's not really himself. He doesn't look good. We lose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why guys think that. Like fans, Bills fans, why do we believe that? Or why do we think because McDermott's a defensive head coach that he's supposed to take backups and get them to perform like the starters? Because we don't expect that of the offense. Like, yeah, let's give if you're gonna give this to McDermott, then we're gonna give Denver to Josh Allen. We're gonna give Denver to the offense.
Yep.
And after 13 seconds, Bills fans, we all said the same thing. Give me a situation where Josh Allen has the ball in his hands with a chance to win the game. I'll take it every time. 23, you had it. 24, you had it. 25, you had it. It didn't happen.
Yep.
And who's getting the blame for it? Sean McDermott, the defense.
Yep.
The defense didn't get enough stops. The defense didn't do his job. I'm sorry. 23, the defense held the Kansas City Chiefs to 27 points. Last year, I'm sorry. The defense, this past game against Denver, the defense held the Broncos to 3 points until the final drive in the second half. 3 points.
Yep.
Let's remember how that second half started. First off, let's go back to the first half, how it ended. First half, we're down 17-10. Josh Allen has the ball, takes off. He's carrying it like a baton. It gets knocked out. The Broncos pick it up. They kick a field goal. We're down 20-10. Right out of halftime. Blindside sack, strip sack from Nick Benito. Fumble lost by Josh. The ball goes. Denver picks up the ball. They have the ball. Denver has the ball first down, first and 10 at the 17-yard line. They're already in the red zone. They only get 3 points out of that. The next three possessions for Denver, 0, 0, 0. It's the law of averages, folks. At some point, you are running guys out there that are not starters. Trey White is out there. Christian Benford's out there. Taron Johnson's out there. Cole Bishop's out there. Rousseau's out there. Bosa's out there. Deion Walker's out there. Everybody else. Oh, Milano and Shaq.
Yep.
Technically, Shaq is a backup, but everybody else is a backup. We're missing Maxwell Harrison, who may not be the starter, but anytime it's third down and we're bringing pressure, Max is on the field because he athletically can keep up and tighten the window on anybody he's covering. No Terrell Bernard. Excellent in coverage. I don't care how bad his year was or how bad he hasn't played as good as he played, his first year as a starter. I don't care about that. He's still a super smart player, and he's still the best linebacker we have in coverage. Period. He's the best linebacker we have in coverage. He's also the green dot. Like, show him some respect. We're missing Ed Oliver, who couldn't finish the game. Ed's coming back from a what was that, a bicep tear or something like that? Back injury? Torn bicep or whatever? Yeah, torn bicep and a knee injury.
Yeah.
He comes back, can't finish the game. We're also missing Michael Hoyt. When we had Michael Hoyt on that defensive line, that pass rush was amazing. The defense looked like it was good enough to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Is there more luck involved than a lot of fans want to admit? Like, and I'm not saying luck is the number one determining factor, Whittle, right? But there is. Just look at New England this year. Look at the run that they had, right? They had a lot of fortunate things go their way in terms of who they played, in terms of other things, other factors, players being hurt, right, and things like that. There is something to that. A lot of people make about McDermott's elimination losses to giving up 33 points a game. Did a little deep dive, Whittle. This coach in his last 4 elimination games played Brady, Joe Burrow when he was great, and the Eagles machine last year. Steve Spagnuolo and the Kansas City Chiefs in their last 4 elimination games have given up 33.75 points a game. All I'm saying is, when you go up against top teams like this is probably what's going to happen more times than not. I mean, maybe there's something to that. You know what I mean? Like, where's our, again, how come we can't how come we can't dance around KC where they lose and we get to this early? We're not getting these breaks. And that's why this one hurt so bad this year. And I understand what Marcus is saying too about a couple of turnovers. I get it, but we got to put something on Josh Allen, folks. We can't be afraid. It's okay. He played C+ last year in the AFC title game when we probably needed a B, and we're going to the Super Bowl, and we didn't get it. And this year, he had his moments.
If he plays a C+ game, we go to the Super. We're moving on.
Yeah. And again, he's had moments. He had some, even in the Denver game, he had some beautiful throws. I mean, that throw to Kincaid was sick. I mean, he made big plays later in the game. He did get it together at times, but again, and the overtime thing, listen, I'm not going to pin all that on Josh. I'm not, because that was but again, what led us to getting 3rd and 10? Why were we in a 3rd and 10? Maybe we shouldn't have been in 3rd and 10 in that situation either.
He had Mecole Hardman wide open.
Yes.
Wide open on a deep out.
Mm-hmm.
Missed him.
Missed him. And that's where the greats, like the Bradys, the ultimate greats, they nickel and dime. They don't do a lot. And that we were seeing that from Josh a little bit. Like, remember the Baltimore comeback this year? Yeah. Josh Allen was just doing what he had to do. He was taking what was there. That's what we needed this game.
But he also, but the thing is, like, when you're losing or when you're in a game against a really good opponent, you got to be honest. Like, if we turn the football over, those are the mistakes that you can't have missed throws now. Mm-hmm. You can't, like, if you turn the ball over as much as we did, 4 turnovers in regulation, whether they were all on, listen, the strip sack, that was a terrible play by Shakir. Like, I don't know what he was doing, why he was even doing it. I'm not sure why they used him as the guy to kind of force Benito back into Deion Dawkins. Like, he didn't do that. He just gave Benito a better angle to get to Josh Allen while simultaneously being in between Nick Benito and Deion Dawkins. So, like, Deion trying to recover and he can't even get to him because Shakir's there. And by the time he gets an opportunity to recover, it's too late. Benito's off the edge, beeline to Josh Allen, knocks the ball up. I'm fine. We're not going to give that turnover a fault of Josh. But the interception, that was huge. We just got the ball back after Deion Walker got an interception.
Yeah,
the defensive line on a masterful defensive play where he drops into coverage, right where Bo Nix wanted to go with the football. Interception. The fumble by Cook. Yeah, that was a big hit, but you know what?
It was a big play.
If Cook has both hands on the football, he probably doesn't fumble.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't fumble right there. So it's things like that. Like, when you make those mistakes, yes. When you make those mistakes earlier in the game and you have an opportunity to win it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have more mistakes. You can't miss throws. You can't. You can't dirt balls to guys that are open. You just can't because you've already used up your grace of mistakes with the turnovers. Um, they scored 16 points off of turnovers, 13 in regulation.
Yeah.
If we don't turn the football over as much as we did in regulation, we're not even talking about overtime. The
Yeah.
game's over. And as
That's
far as the defense giving up 33 points per game in the losses, the offense gave up 16 to the defense, to the Broncos defense in turnovers alone.
yeah.
Quick math problem, 33 minus 16
17.
all day long.
Yeah.
All day long.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
what to tell you,
I
Josh.
really, yeah, this one was, for the, again, in the past, have McDermott's defenses failed us? Yes. I think every one of us would agree. But in this past or Saturday before this, I didn't walk away from that game saying, man, McDermott's defense was just awful. I never thought that way at all. I thought they played
Right.
definitely. You turn the ball over 5 times in a game to 1, you're -4. You're usually going to get roasted. We lost by 3.
Yeah.
That tells you the defense did a pretty solid job. If our defense got toasted, we would have lost by double digits easily, maybe 14 points or more.
Yeah. I think 2021, the 13-second game, like that defense, that was terrible. It was just terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Dane Jackson's out there with Levi Wallace, and I mean,
Oh,
like we had no answers for Travis Kelce. We tried everything. We tried Poyer. We tried Taron Johnson. We tried Saran Neal. We tried Milano. Like we tried everything to cover, and we just couldn't. For whatever reason, just couldn't figure out Travis Kelce that game. So they were able to keep pace with us, and then I'm not even going to get into the rest of that. That was just a bad game. 2022, everybody sucked that game against the Bengals. Everybody sucked. It was a terrible playoffs period. Like Josh didn't have a good. He turned the ball over 4 times that year in the playoffs. I think he had 4 turnovers in 2022 alone in the playoffs. 2023, I thought 2023 did a great job, despite what he had to deal with.
Yes. Agree.
You lost 4 linebackers. You lost Daquan Jones. He had come back, but he wasn't nearly as strong as he needed to be in that game. Vaughn was a shell of himself at that point. No Benford. I don't think Hyde played either. I think Hyde was out that game. I think it was Poyer, Rapp,
Yep.
and Russell Douglas played like with a torn PCL. So it was a lot. Like there were a lot of injuries, and we still played. Like I thought defensively, 2023. I thought defensively, given what we were working with, as far as like having AJ Klein have to come in and play.
Yeah.
I thought defensively that was good enough to win.
Yep.
And
yep.
This past year against the Broncos, I thought that was good enough to win as well. But at the end of the day, when you go into these games knowing that your guys are injured on the defensive side of the football, I'm sorry, the offense has to carry. You have to carry. You just are.
Yep.
You're going to have to carry. That's it. What we got here? Need wide receivers like Pickens, Spears.
Jefferson, Kincaid, always heard Coleman is horrible. Well,
and none of these, right? See, this is where we're at, Bills Mafia. This is where my frustration comes from. There is no mention of Josh Allen in this at all. And every loss that we've had this year, outside of the Eagles game, Josh Allen has had 2 turnovers. Every single one. throwing into double coverage to Shakir against the Patriots, turnover. Throwing into double coverage to Shakir against the Falcons, turnover. Just like over and over and over, man. Long drive against Miami. Throws the ball to Dawson Knox. Even though he's got Keon open on a slant, Keon wins immediately off the line. Doesn't even look at him. Got Shavers in the back of the end zone. Doesn't even look at him. Throws the ball to the safety instead of Dawson Knox, and it's a turnover. Trying to fight for more yards after we've already gotten the first down. Ball stripped out of his hands. Turnover. We end up losing that game. And we had 3 long drives that were that ended in turnovers. James Cook, big run, gets down the field, has the ball poked out, fumble. Lose the fumble. Miami gets the ball back. Every one of these losses, multiple turnovers.
I agree.
And this is the code. This is the code. Guys trying to be a Superman for average players. We don't need that. That's the point of the Brady offense this past year. Like I'm not a huge fan of throwing screen passes and taking the air out of the ball. Like I want a balanced attack. I like the fact that we can run the football. I like the fact that we can throw the football out of heavier personnel. I'd also like to take shots downfield. I would.
Yep. Yeah.
But the purpose of this offense is to limit the turnovers. Let's get downfield methodically and efficiently, put points on the board. We're burning clock. That makes every possession, every time we put 7 on the board and we take 5 minutes off the clock, that next possession for the other team, it's imperative that they match us. And we can get all these receivers that you want, Pickens and Nicole and all of these other guys. We're still averaging 30 without them. Over the last 5 years, the Buffalo Bills have a top 5 offense every single year. Number top 5. Top 5. Plus 900 in the point differential. Hey,
we
don't have a problem scoring, man.
Yep. Second team is plus 600. Well, we're 300 points ahead in terms of that.
We don't have a problem,
which is crazy. Which is crazy, yeah.
And here we go. I don't know why we start. No, that's not it. That's not the one. Here we go. You're trying to turn Allen into a game manager. Shaking my head. Stop this. Give Josh a 1A and let him be him. We did that with Diggs, and we lost. So you keep doing the same thing over and over and over. Isn't that why we fired McDermott? Keep doing the same thing over and over and over and getting the same result. We're losing.
Yep.
Like all of the receivers in the world, Emmanuel Sanders, Gabe Davis, Cole Beasley, we had Isaiah McKinney. Like obviously, like those are not no, it's not the receiving core of the Cincinnati Bengals. I understand that. But Josh is throwing for 4,300 yards, throwing for 30 touchdowns, and we're still losing the game. We're still going home. So the problem that should tell you, we scored 30 with a half-line offense and bombing the ball down the field. We're putting up 30 points. We take the air out of the football some or a lot, and we're running the football. We're throwing the ball to the tight ends. We're taking occasional shots downfield off play action. We're scoring 30 points a game. It's not the offense. It's not. It's the defense. It is always the defense. We need to get to the quarterback. We have not been able to get to the quarterback. That's the problem. We need to get better, and we need to get younger and faster in the secondary. We're doing that. Cole Bishop's here. Maxwell Harrison's here. Benford's here. Hancock is here. Even though he didn't have a great playoffs, I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Like, give him another shot. Let's see if he can play Let's see if we can play it. Let's see if we can play the slot where he doesn't have to worry about being responsible for half of the field, or he doesn't have to do as much in reading route combinations, and he doesn't have the instincts to be that deep safety. Okay, cool. Let's put him in the slot where we can protect him a little bit more. Where he can be a little more physical against the run. Let's use him in blitz packages. There are different ways to utilize him. Let's try it. Let's try that. But yeah, I don't know why we stopped using Cook either in that Atlanta game. We were same thing with the Houston game. Yes, we were running the football very, very efficiently against those teams. But
Agree.
yeah. You know what? I just think this is a good point. Not that. This one. Exactly. All these rotations on our defensive line to supposedly keep the players fresh, and we still haven't been getting pressure on QBs with our front four. This is where I think the McDermott defense fails. I think McDermott's defense, the reliance was too heavy on coverage versus that's why I said we need an attitude change. Just didn't feel like I just
Yeah.
didn't feel like we were aggressive enough. I just didn't feel I just felt like we were too nice. And that's part of McDermott. That's who McDermott, humble but hungry. I saw way too much humble, not enough hungry.
We need to
I
mix in
want
some more hungry. I like the humble, but we need to mix in some more
yeah.
hungry
I
with
don't
that.
even want the humble anymore. I want hungry. Just go out there and just go out there and just destroy
Oh yeah.
teams.
Mm-hmm.
Just go
Yep.
out there and try to put up 50. Try to put up 50 on offense, and every down, like we should be trying to knock somebody out. Like every single down, we should be trying to take the football away, trying to get attacked, like trying to get these guys down immediately. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yep.
We got
Absolutely.
all right. We gave McDermott 10 years, 9. We gave him 9. But a 1A wideout for Josh is a 2-year experiment. What do you mean?
I guess he's talking
We
about
gave
the
him a
everyone
diva
needs
and the
like
dude crashed out. Get him a rookie that can grow. I'm sorry. First off, Stephon Diggs was here from 2020 to 2023. That's 4 seasons.
yeah.
And that wasn't an experiment. It was 4 years of the same thing. Great numbers in the regular season. Diggs disappears in the playoffs. We end up losing. So, I mean, I'd like for Josh to get a game where he doesn't have to carry in the playoffs too. I'd love to go play this playoff. I'd love to go play
Well,
this group
didn't we kind
of
of
teams.
didn't
I'd love for this team to get this crop of this playoff group again. I'd love to get that again next year and be healthy. Yeah,
we
like give me a healthy defense.
we did have a game where Josh didn't have to carry any and we won. Baltimore. I mean, Josh, what do you have? 123 yards
Oh, the
passing that
playoff
game?
game. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yep.
mean that's
I don't
a
even
little
think he
bit
had
more of what
200.
I want to say. Yeah, like if
Yeah.
again, like I've talked about this before, you look at Tom Brady's game logs in his career in the playoffs. There are some games like that mixed in. He doesn't cook for 350 every game. He now obviously he does at times. There's some 200 yards, 180, but he doesn't. But you know what? A lot of cases he only turns the ball over maybe once or 0, and
Or
that's the
0,
key.
especially in the
That's the key.
playoffs. And this is
Oh, yeah.
where, and this
Yeah.
is like this is the contradiction, right? You say
Mhm.
you turn them into a game manager. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we let him throw the ball all over the field and we lost. So which one is it? Is it the defense that's the problem, or are we not letting Josh cook? Because if it's the defense, then we should have no issues with spending capital and getting good players. Like I don't know if we what is this? No. I'm sorry, Matt. I don't agree. It's going to take 2 years to switch the defense over. I don't want to do that. Why can't we just be an aggressive 4-3. Why can't we be an aggressive even front? Like, why can't we
Does he play a
prioritize
hybrid? Does he do 4-3 as well,
stunts?
Jim Leonard, or is he all 3-3-5
No,
and 3-4?
yeah, 3-4, 3-3-5, which is
Hmm.
fine. But another issue is like those defensive fronts are susceptible to the run. So that's another big complaint. You're wrong. I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong.
oh, oh man, we got a showdown, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not wrong, and I'm free tomorrow. If you want to get in front of the camera, so we can talk about it. Okay, okay, Matt.
there we go. There we
Fans want
go.
us to address the defense without addressing the defense. Talk about it, man.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Yep.
Come on, listen. My dream scenario. Okay, somebody asked who do I want? Who do I want? Who do we want for the DC job? I want Jim Schwartz. He's available. I take him right now. If I can't get him, give me Leslie Frazier. Give me Frazier. I'll take Frazier. Um, I don't want to switch the defense over. I don't want to take a full off season and a year and then another off season and next year and then in 27 we're like, all right, we got the defense that we need, we're ready. I don't want that. That's not what I want. I want to compete now. I still think this team with a couple of pieces added is a team that can win the Super Bowl. Go get a defensive end that can get to the quarterback. Go get a defensive tackle that's going to free up Ed Oliver and Deion Walker to be great. Leslie was way too soft in Buffalo. He wasn't soft in Minnesota. I want Leslie Frazier's defense for Minnesota. I think if we get Leslie Frazier back, I think you get the Minnesota version, not what you saw here. I think this is a year that we learn how much power McDermott actually had. If Brady comes out this year and starts throwing the ball all over the field, if we're spreading teams out and we're taking shots downfield more often, then McDermott wasn't letting them, wasn't letting Joe Brady cook. If we get a Leslie Frazier in here as the DC and the defense is aggressive and we're running a bunch of stunts with these guys and we're mixing up coverages and things like that, and they're getting after the quarterback, then it wasn't Frazier. It wasn't the players. It was McDermott putting his thumb on how we trusting the coverage versus trusting, the front to get home. We'll find out. A lot
Hey,
of questions
Whittle.
are going to be answered.
One
What's
thing
up?
about defense is I've been doing a little AI. Since 2000, Super Bowl winners have given up around an average of 19 points a game. I just want to put that out there that while we do need the offense and everything, and it's not always, there's some games that went higher, some went lower, right? But generally speaking, the whole defense win championship thing still holds some merit. And it's something that we need to, like you said. And I think the problem with our defense is actually think in some crazy way, Whittle, maybe McDermott got the most out of the talent on this team and in certain cases. I know it's a weird thing, but we needed a little bit more nastiness. We need a little more edge. We need a little bit more of that bite to bring it to the next level, right? But I just think his schematics eventually you get to the top and it has flaws. Maybe
Yeah,
that's it.
I just think that we've had terrible injury luck.
That's
I,
been
I
part of
really
it for
just think
sure.
that's what it.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
there's
Yeah,
no reason that some of these years that we played the Chiefs in the regular season, like we legit handled them. Like we really,
yeah,
it was like it was BTA. Like it kind of was like
yeah.
BTA.
I really
And
think losing Benford last year was the biggest of all, Whittle. In game,
huge,
that was critical.
huge.
I mean, that was massive. Yeah. Yep.
Because you didn't have another guy. You
Yep.
you had Leslie has been out of the game a few years.
What do you think about
Is
Leslie
his
Frazier?
is he current with his scheme? Leslie Frazier is currently getting ready for the Super Bowl as the assistant coach with the Seahawks. I don't think Leslie Frazier's. Yeah, look, Leslie Frazier is part of the Seahawks organization right now.
I would
I
not.
don't think
I would
he's
not
really
object.
out of the game.
Yeah, I would not
Yeah.
object to Lizzie Frazier. Would you, Whittle? At this point,
No,
no.
yeah,
I mean,
Frazier's in Seattle. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like you,
Talk about a well-respected, experienced coach. I mean, that fits the bill. That checks all the boxes.
right? And you know those young guys. And this is the other part that why Frazier I like. Why I wouldn't mind seeing Frazier. Frazier is a teacher. He's a
Yep.
DB guru, bro. Like he is a
Oh
teacher.
yeah.
He will
Yes.
teach whatever. Matt, you want Maxwell? You want to get the most out of Max? You want Benford to take his game to another level? You want Cole
Yeah.
Bishop to get better? The new safety
Ooh.
that we draft, the new nickel that we draft. You want Hancock to work out? Bring in Leslie Frazier. He's going to cook. Leslie Frazier, Jamal Adai. Those two guys will have this secondary elite.
Yep.
Elite.
Yep.
From left corner to right corner, free safety to strong, nickel, they are going to be elite.
Yep.
Now I just got to see what his stunt variations look like on that defensive line. Like if
Mhm.
he's able to put Michael Hoyt in there and really cook up some weird looks and kind of keep quarterbacks on their toes. Yeah, let's do it. Like I'm with that. But I promise you this: the coverage side of things, from the backers to the corners and the safeties, it's gonna be top notch.
Yep.
It's gonna be top notch.
Totally.
100%. So I mean, those are my guys. The last 5 years. Hold on, let's see. That Buffalo Mafia man is coming with it today. The last 5 years
Yeah.
we have been number one in wins, number one in wins, point differential, total yards allowed, total points allowed, third down percentage. I guess and third down percentage. It amazes me how everything is now McDermott's fault. Injuries matter. You're right, and that's the part that like I get it, man. Like I hate that we lose these games too. But you got to be honest. You got to be fair. These injuries, like if Josh Allen got hurt, we expect this team to win 6 games, if that. So if you're
Yep.
missing critical guys on the offensive side of the football, and you expect the offense to fall off a little bit, you gotta have the same thought for the defense. Like imagine losing James Cook, Shakir, Deion Dawkins, Donkey K's always hurt anyway, and Connor McGovern. You lose those 5 guys, right?
Mhm.
Imagine you lose those 5 guys. Do you still think the offense is going to put up 30 points?
No.
Like you still think that they're going to be able to do that
No.
without the benefit of running the football with James Cook and throwing the football to Shakir, the best hands on the team?
No.
It's not happening. So on the defensive side, it's the same thing. You're losing guys that are the scheme is dependent on. They're dependent on that. Like, and this is where I always fall back on. This is where I always fall back on. When the defense is healthy, how does it look? When Von Miller was here in 2022, that defense was top 5. It was great. We was running teams out of the building. It was a great defense. And this year, when Michael Hoyt was healthy, how did that defense look against Carolina? People said the Panthers are going to run the ball for 200 yards on the Bills. I don't even think they ran it for 70. Why? The defense was excellent. Played the Chiefs the following week, held the Chiefs to 21 points. The defense was good. We harassed Mahomes.
We
Harassed
did.
him.
We did.
And until Michael Hoyt went down with the ACL. But we harassed him. Or Achilles, I think it was. What did he get, an Achilles?
I believe
I
so.
think it was an Achilles. I
Oh,
hope it
no,
was an
Mahomes.
ACL.
Oh no,
No,
Mahomes
I'm
is
talking
ACL.
about Michael Hoyt.
Oh, Michael Hoyt knows
It
it Achilles. It was Achilles, Whittle. So that's. Are we even going to see him in September? That's kind of up for debate.
I don't
Right
think you see him in September. I don't think you see him in September.
no, probably
Yeah,
November if we're lucky. Right.
yeah.
So it's unfortunate. So Kyle Williams
So
be a
that's
good coach. I mean, hey, I mean, bring in Stevie as a wide receiver coach. I'm all about it. Right. Why not? Right. I mean, Stevie Johnson
I
has said that he wants to be wide receiver coach. I'm not against it. You want to talk about a guy that knows his craft? Why
yeah,
not? Right?
agreed.
Got the most
What
out of his
else?
talent. So no, that's
Um,
really all I had. I mean, from my end of things, we got the big press conference tomorrow. We'll see what is said, what's not said. Hopefully, our fearless owner does not fumble
take a
himself.
mic.
Not take a mic at all would be great. Yep. And I like this. I like what Dog said. Yeah, I really, really do. I think that's something and listen, this is something you've been talking about on our pod since I've been doing it with you about getting more dogs and getting more nastiness, on our defense. And I think we're very aligned on that. And I couldn't agree more on that. And I think we've started to do that. I mean, we always wax poetic about the 2021 team, but this 25 team is way more physical than the 21 team. It's not
Yeah,
particularly close. So,
yeah. 21 team was that 21 team was finesse, man.
yep.
Yeah. That
Eric
if
Wood,
I had
Aaron
to if
Wood
I
for
had
me.
to no.
No, I don't
No.
think Wood's good. I don't
No.
think Wood's got a good thing going. I don't know if he gives that up
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah.
If I had to make a correlation, I would say the 2021 team is like a custom made Italian fine suit. And
Yep.
this 25 team is like Carhartt overalls, man. Like, I
Yep.
mean, it's I just
One more thing about 2021. I think we talked about Allen in terms of not blaming him. I still feel this fan base thinks about 21 subconsciously and thinks Josh Allen cooks in all these playoff games, but he really doesn't.
yeah. Yep.
Right. And again,
And
not to say Allen hasn't played very well. It's just that 21 was so incredibly great. Like those two games were just you probably will never see those two games again. Very, very rare
yeah,
that you ever will. And I think it's given the leash, quote unquote, for Allen from our fan base over these other. Well, Allen cooked. He put up 30. No, he didn't. He didn't cook. He didn't cook last year.
right.
He scored 29. He played well. He played well at times. He didn't play horrible, but just didn't do enough. He just there's little things he left on the table. It's just that simple.
I'm curious. I'm curious to see how Brady approaches offense next year. I am
Mhm.
curious to see that.
Yeah.
But I did want to say a couple more things. When we talked about this head coaching search, I I make sure I pay attention to what people are saying in all these conversations, whether it's on Facebook or Messenger, or Instagram, whatever. It's about well, we got to get the right coach for Josh. We got to get this for Josh and make sure Josh is comfortable with this. And does Josh want this guy? And does Josh like this? And does Josh? There are 52 other players on the team.
That's
There are
right.
52 other players on the team, and
Yep.
I'm sorry, it's not the Joshua. It's not the Buffalo Joshuas or Josh Allen's. It's not. Yes,
Absolutely.
he's the best player on the team by far. Got it. We understand that.
Yes.
We are where we are as a franchise right now in the pantheon of lead teams that are vying for a championship. We are where we are because of how good Josh Allen is. I understand that. But he is not the entire team. And we gotta stop acting like it. I
Absolutely.
hear well, Josh brought us back against the Ravens, and he brought us back against the Chiefs, and he brought us back against the Broncos. No, he didn't. He played a part. He controlled the offense and put the points up. But you know who got the stops? Not Josh Allen. The defense got the stops to get him the ball back. and close that deficit. So come on, guys. Like,
Yep.
it's a team. I understand that Josh is the best player on the team. He's the most important player when it comes to our success as a franchise right now. I get it. But there are 52 other guys. Let's start acting like it.
That's right.
Let's start acting like it. It's
Yep.
okay because we don't have a problem saying the defense screwed up. We don't have a problem with that. We don't have a problem bashing the receivers for dropping footballs. We don't have a problem with that. We don't have a problem with going after coaches for making poor decisions. We don't have a problem with that. We should not have a problem saying, it's January, dog. It's January. You can have a bad game, just not in January. I'm sorry. It's not fair. It is what it is. You making $250 million. It's like 55 per year, 56, whatever it is per year.
For
That's
now.
20% of
Go
the
up.
cap.
Yeah. Yep.
20% of the cap. When you make 20% of the cap, it's on you, bro. It's on you. The defense got injuries. Make it enough. Do enough. Go do enough. You got to do more. We need more. I'm sorry. You get the ball, it's 24-23 after it was 23-10, and we're up 24-23, and you got the chance to put the ball in the end zone. Don't leave it up to the defense. We know they hurt. They done got you 4 stops and netted 3 points out of them 4 stops. Go win the game. Go win it. Like, this is the moment to go be great. And we get 3, not 7. You get 7 there, we move on.
Yep. Absolutely.
It is what it is. Like, that's the heart. Like, it's the truth. Stop asking the defense to do the heavy lifting when they don't have the bodies. Listen. When I go to the gym with my lady and I sit under the bench, whether it's 185 or 225, I'm lifting that. Not her. I can't expect her to do it. She can't.
Yep.
She's not equipped to do that.
Correct.
I am. She's not equipped to do that. When the defense is beat up, when the defense is injured, and they just gave you 4 stops and only gave up 3 points, they're not equipped to keep going. It's the law of averages. At some point, the team that has 14 wins and the number 1 seed and sitting at home that we're playing in their stadium, they're going to score. They're going to get the ball in the end zone.
Yep.
It's just the law of averages. You're not going to stop them. Bro, their boys get paid too. They got a job to do.
Yes, they do.
That's to beat us. We can't help them.
Oh,
Can't
yeah.
help them do it. New England, they took advantage of what was in front of them. They had injuries all year. Davis had some injuries. Gonzalez is always injured. Harold Landry was out for a time. Barmore was down for a little bit. No, I think Barmore was fine. But they lost Milton Williams for a bunch of games.
Yep.
They lost Travion Henderson went out with a concussion. They lost receivers. Butte missed some games.
Yep.
Mac Hollins missed some games. But you know what? Their offensive line, they got guys miss games. But you know what happened? They got healthy for the playoffs. They got healthy right before the playoffs started. They went into the playoffs with pretty much their entire core intact. And they took advantage. They won. They won ugly. They won nasty. But they won. And that's what, dog, I'm sorry.
Yep.
It's year 8. You have a healthy offense. Don't talk to me about Gabe Davis and Tyrell Shavers. Don't talk to me about them guys. Them guys had like 25 catches between the 2 of them all season. Don't talk to me about those guys. You had Cooks, you had Shakir, you had Kincaid, You had Knox. You had the offensive line intact. You got the quarterback. You got the running back. Only running back we're missing is Ty Johnson. He's the third back. The offense is intact, dog. The core is there. You got the guys. You got the horses. Go get it done. Go get it done.
Yep. Amen.
There's no more excuses now. Now, new head coach, new organization structure. We're getting a new DC. It's time now. Ain't no McDermott to blame. Dorsey's gone. Frazier's gone. Babbage is gone. Adam West is gone. Thank God the last two got hired somewhere else. Those guys are gone. Everybody's gone. Those guys are all gone. Now it's your coach. You're running the offense. The personnel decisions are all being in his team. This is your draft. This is your offseason. Brady, this is your team. Josh Allen, this is your team now. What happens on the field is on you guys. If it fails, McDermott comes out of this looking real good.
Yeah, he does.
Don't fail. Mahomes is coming back from an injury. I don't know what Cincinnati's defense is going to look like. The Ravens, we own them. The Texans, CJ Stroud, no good. Denzel might be back.
Yeah.
Who cares? The Jags, we just beat them. The Broncos, we should have beat them. And the last time we played the Patriots, we walked them down. And Drake May look terrible in the playoff. 5 touchdowns, 5 turnovers. It's no excuses.
And he's in the Super Bowl. Unbelievable.
And he's in the Super Bowl right now. There's no excuses. That's it. It's over with.
Yep.
No more excuses. It's time to get it done.
I'm with you, Whittle.
That's all I got.
That's all I had. Listen, that is a drop mic. That is a drop mic. And we've had a great podcast today. Hey, we're, over 350 listens. We're doing great. Want to thank everybody in the group chat. You guys are great. Dog, of course, legendary. Edward, Marcus. I see some new faces. You guys have been awesome. Everybody, of course, Steve, as always. Matt and Student, great to see you in here as well, and so many others. So thank you very much, Whittle. Again, we will look forward to tomorrow. We have our press conference for our new head coach, Joe Brady. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll reconvene next week. We'll start moving into start looking over. We'll see if we have a new defensive coordinator. Maybe we have some new other position coaches as well. And maybe we'll talk a little bit about the Super Bowl, but probably not too much, to be honest. We'll just make picks, sure to go wrong.
Hey, we ain't even talk about the Sabres, man. My bad. I went on a rant.
Oh, yeah. The Sabres. No, that's okay. Maybe we'll see how it goes next week, but we got, we'll see how it goes. But 19-3-1 in their last 23, Whittle. It's just been, a heater. That's a massive heater. I mean, that is, for hockey, that's incredible. So hopefully it brings some people in Buffalo something good to look forward to kind of get through the doldrums of the winter. Thank you, dog. You're the best as always. We love seeing you in here. So be great to see and, pivot, after the Super Bowl, then we'll get ready, right? Then we get to Whittle season, folks. And what's Whittle season? Draft. For draft.
Hey, man,
draft.
I just gotta figure out who the DC is, man. Whoever the DC is, that's what's going to drive where we end up, looking like what type of prospects we look at. But listen, everybody, thank you guys for coming. Appreciate you for tuning in. Please like, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave a comment so that, we can interact with you guys in the comments. If you following us on Twitter, send us a follow. We do spaces, we talk ball. We're gonna ramp it up a little bit in the off season and really start throwing some names out there. The Senior Bowl's going on right now, Shrine Bowl, and all that stuff. Like this is the time of the year where we find out who the next superstars are. So, I'll figure out who my draft crush is this year. It was Keon Coleman 2 years ago. It was Deion Walker last year. The year prior
Walker.
to that, it was
Well, I know your
20,
original dress
21.
crush. One of your originals was Puka Nakua. I remember that. We
Yeah,
didn't get him.
Puka
But
Nacua, Christian Watson,
didn't you like the
and
safety on
Tariq
Seattle
Woolen.
too? Tariq Woolen. Yep.
Tariq Woolen. That
Yes.
was my guy
Yep.
too. Yeah.
So you're in a pretty strong hit rate, Whittle. I mean, it's pretty
I
awesome.
also like
So
Dorian Williams. I was trying to tell everybody,
yeah,
yo, this dude Dorian Williams is like that. I'm gonna
yeah.
give you another one right now. Give you one real
Okay.
quick.
Okay. Here we go.
Wide receiver out of LSU. He transferred from Kentucky.
Okay.
Darian Brown. The
Darian
kid
Brown,
can fly. He can fly. I'm telling you, the boy can fly.
LSU.
He's
All
a
right.
he's a he's an explosive receiver. Explosive. And he got a little edge to him too. I like him a lot. So let's
Okay.
see how he
Darian
runs at the
Brown.
combine and all this stuff. But Barry and
Yep.
Brown, keep your
Darian
ear to the
Brown.
streets for him. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm sure we'll have some great shows lined up and probably some guests as well, I would anticipate. So come back and join us. I
Absolutely.
mean, there are two big, this is the next part of football season, all the way to the draft. So we have plenty of content coming up between now and really the end of April. And we will
Yeah.
keep you updated on all things about our Buffalo Bills. But that's all I had. Hope you all have a great weekend. No football this weekend. It's going to be weird, but we press on. But hope you all stay warm where you are, because I know where you it's like Arctic freeze. So
Yeah.
hopefully it's
We
getting
get
a little
another. We
warmer.
supposed to get more snow too. We supposed to get more snow this weekend.
Man, I hope not,
Terrible.
Whittle. Yeah, I hope
Tragic,
not.
man.
Just
Tragic.
stay safe no matter what, man. Just
Of course,
that's
of course.
I won't even tell you what it's going to be like here this weekend. I'll just leave that alone.
I don't want to hear it. It's
No.
probably be 60 degrees with a light breeze.
How about
Ugh.
add 20 degrees to that? But I'll just leave
Oh
that
my
alone.
God.
About
Get
80. It's
off
supposed to
the
be 80.
screen. I'm done.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
That's it. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's how we do things out here in Southern California. What can I
yeah.
tell you? All right, Whittle. But thank you so much, everybody. It's great. See you all. Have a great week. And we look forward to seeing you same time, same place next week.
All right. Yes, sir. Go Bills.
Go Bills.